Hello and welcome back to another interview this week. I am, as you could see, joined by Twisten, and I don't know. I got to meet you a little bit when we were in Brazil. I think we had a good time, Twisten. Are you feeling good today? You ready for the interview?
I'm feeling great. Thank you for asking. I hope you are doing great as well, Tombizz.
I am now. I am now. It's a bit early in the morning, but it's definitely worth it to get an interview with you. Now, I want to go straight in. I want to start off before we actually get to Vitality, where you are now. And a lot of the time, I look into what players did before they played Valorant. Now, with you, I'll be honest, I don't know. So, what were the games you were playing? Did you do anything else professionally before you went into Valorant?
Well, before Valorant, I played a lot of CS, but not on competitive level. But I played like on some semi-professional level, Rainbow Six Siege
Okay.
for like 1 year. I spent a lot of time in that game. I played that game for 1 year and a half and spent like almost 4K hours in it. A lot of hours
Oh
in that
damn.
time of the time. And I wanted to make it pro in that game, but unfortunately, they have the Ubisoft has a system that you need to be at least 18 years of age to play in Pro League and Challengers League,
Hmm.
and it was at it was in 2020, and I kind of had like conversation with myself, if I wanna spend 3 times more in this game and wait and like waste my talents, and I was like, no, I don't want to like waste my time here, and Valorant at the moment was coming out, and I give it a shot, and I'm here now.
Yeah. So before you joined Vitality, you were a part of the big roster, and from my knowledge, that was one of your sort of like first major teams. That was like the big signing for you. Do you feel like that's where you developed most as a player? Because I think we saw you early on, and you were still very good, but I think the Twister now has come a very, very long way.
Yeah, I think I developed most in the pick because I had chance to play with experienced player and with Gopi,
Mm.
and he helped me really a lot to develop as a player, as a team player, and individual as well. And I cannot say any bad things about Big as an organization or team. We are great teammates. Everyone outside of the team as well was great towards me, and they helped me a lot. They had full trust in me, and I can be only thankful for that.
See now,
Because without them, I wouldn't be where I am right now.
so one question I want to ask you, and this one's mainly for Zesht. How does it feel like with 8 losses in a row? Because that must have been one of the toughest periods playing for a team. Was it like from the outside? Obviously, we joke about it, but like, what was it like in the team at that moment? Going, oh guys, how have we, how are we still losing these games?
Yeah, I've been joking. We have been joking about that as well. I'm joking here about it. Yeah, I have 10% in VCT. Yeah, it cannot get worse, right? It cannot get worse, right? Yeah, we have 10% win rate in VCT in both splits with Big. Ironically, we beat only one team, and it was the Masters champions, the
Yeah.
Gambit. Yeah, we are sad about it, of course, because we are always playing close games with other teams,
Yeah.
and we were not able just to finish it. We were not good at finishing matches, so it's a little bit sad because I believe that team had a lot of potential. But what can I say about it right now? Yeah, it's in the past. You look at it, you laugh about it, and you move on. The most important thing is like don't take it that serious too much. Like of course we took it serious because we didn't win a single match. We're
Yeah.
always trying to play our best in the matches, but always we failed to finish the match, and it hurt. Of course, it hurted us, but we just moved on and tried to play best we can in the next game.
Yeah, so one of the things with that team obviously was that the roster kind of, I guess, failed after not making it to franchising. What was it sort of like within that environment at the time? Because obviously, I think a lot of people, I even spoke to other members of Big, and I think a lot of people thought that Big were going to be one of those teams making it through. So, from your perspective, when that sort of fell apart, firstly, what was that like? But also, did the offer from Vitality then come quite quick? Were they moving fast to get Twisted on board?
Uh, well, yeah, we thought as well we'll get into franchise league, yeah, because it's it's in Berlin, right? Big is a German
Mm.
organization and based in Berlin. Like it was the only German organization that was in VCT and with focus, but we thought we have real big chances because we are from Berlin, right?
Yeah.
And the biggest organization is as well stable with money, everything, I think that there is a lot of factors
Yeah.
that are in the play when it comes to franchise, and Big had really good chances. And when we got the news that we were gonna get in, total silence on TeamSpeak, total for like 5 minutes. We just got the news like on WhatsApp, like boys, we didn't get into franchise from CEO, and we are like total silence. We were in scrim, yeah. We were having good fun. We were having fun, We won the Red Bull home ground qualification
Yeah.
for Manchester, and then we were just practicing, and like boom, total silence, like you're at funeral, nothing. So we were sad, of course, and the kind of Big didn't want to stay as a team, because they obviously wanted to make it a franchise, and they believed we as a team could play in franchise and not in challengers. So we decided to split up as a teammates, and everyone went their own way.
Yeah. It does seem like everybody sort of has, I guess, like landed on their feet in their own way. Like Aslan is doing well in the Turkish league and stuff. Now, when it came to Vitality, obviously, I'm gonna make the assumption that they weren't the only team that went for you. I would assume there were maybe a few others in the list as well. For you, what was the reasoning behind? Okay, I want to join Vitality. I want to be a part of this project in particular.
It was because of the project, what Sal told me when I was at the time, and the team. Everyone came from a well-structured team, and everyone was okay with each other, yeah. And as an organization, of course, Vitality is a great organization, big name.
Mm.
But 3 years ago, I had a trial for Vitality as well when I was 16.
Yeah.
It was before the VCT thing, and I was in Isuba back in time. And at the time, Fragon was the Vitality coach. And of course, Vitality is a big name, yeah. And I wanted to it's just the name, and but for me, it doesn't even matter about how big the organization is, but the project that matters for me,
Okay.
because the project can win you games, like if we are a good team, and I believe we are a strong team, we can make everything happen. So yeah, I was talking with Salah when we were like after we got the news that we are not in franchise, and Salah told me what he thinks about me, what the teammates think about me, and what he expects from the team. And I was on the same along with him, on the same road with him.
Yeah.
I trusted him. It's important that you trust the project as well, because if you don't trust it, it will never be good. And
Yeah.
I trusted it and decided to join them. As well, Salah was I would say it's fun of me, yeah, because he was watching me for 3 past years, even when I was 15 only or
Mm.
16 back in time. So yeah, like that.
Yeah. So one of the things you mentioned is the idea of a project. Now, when a lot of people from the outside look at Vitality in comparison to other teams, like let's say like a Liquid or a Fnatic, you would say that those teams went for, I would say, all superstars. Whereas in my eyes, Vitality took a slightly different approach and went for, I guess, players that fit the right roles within the team. For you, was that one of the reasons that you were like, okay, this is the roster for me? They're looking for people that fit the puzzle rather than, okay, this guy can frag, this guy can frag, this guy can frag.
Yeah, probably that's one of the reasons as well. Because in big, we because when I came to big before big, I was kind of like all-star player in before teams,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying it's bad to have like player like this in team, but sometimes, you know, in important matches, it not always will work. And in big, I kind of switched up, from being all-star to more team player,
Yeah.
and you can see that these teams are doing much better than the other teams because of the longevity, or how you say in English the word
Longevity, yeah.
longevity. Yeah, they are doing better than the other teams.
Hmm.
I mean, having like all stars in team and having like super structured team, both sides have cons and minuses and pluses. Yeah, but I like this side more because I came from that team, from a well-structured team to Vitality,
Hmm.
and that's one of the reasons, yeah, why I joined them.
So, in terms of Vitality as a whole, like one of the things I think people talk about when you join the big boy orgs is all the sort of stuff that you have behind the scenes. What has been the sort of most notable thing about joining them? Like, has it been like maybe the different food that you're getting, the different like staff behind you, the mental coaches? Like, what's the thing that has sort of stuck out to Twisten since joining Vitality?
As I said earlier, it's because the project, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's the main reason for me, and
Okay,
everything on top of that is just cherry on top. It's just bonus, and
okay.
everything is great. The staff is great. The mental coach, Marcus, is our mental coach, is great. Food is great. Everything like helping us to start new life in Berlin here. We have been living here for like 5 months now, I think, 6 maybe, even.
Hmm.
So everything so far so good.
So I want to move on to lock-in. Like this was obviously you did home ground. I think that was one of the first big lands that you attended. But lock-in was the sort of big in terms of that VCT. Obviously, you'd, as said, been competing in a couple of other events. You'd practiced longer than probably most teams had, coming from EMEA at least. How did you personally expect that event to go?
Mm, we expect to get like, of course, I wanted to win it all.
Yeah,
You can, like everyone wants to win, but we wanted to get at least through second round, through Leviatan. Unfortunately, we didn't. It was the first international LAN, like for all of us. Only
yeah.
Boncode was on international LAN before, and I think it was great experience for us. What we can take from that tournament is just a lot of experience, and that it showed that we have big potential as a team
Hmm.
and make it as top three in EU.
So, in terms of the like, your expectations were you wanted to win. Do you think that the fans match that? Because I think some people looking at Vitality went, "Okay, I like the look of this team." Some scrimbucks were saying that you were going to do really well, and then some people went, "Oh, I don't know if they've got enough firepower. I don't know how like if there was enough for you to go as far as some other teams." So, what was your like from the fan side of things? What were your feelings about the team? Like, do you think people overrated you, underrated you, or had you roughly in the right spot?
I think they fairly rated us
Mm,
because if you look at our team on a paper, it might not look strong, but we we are strong as a team, not as individuals.
yeah,
And I think we got fairly rated. Like, of course, we should keep our heads low on the ground. We should not go high in the sky. But as well, it's good to have some confidence. That we can win it all. And I'm not mad at some people say they don't have enough of this and this.
yeah,
I mean, you get them right because on paper, as I said, our team doesn't look that strong. But like if you saw us playing against Leviatan, I know the second map might not look good from our side, but first map, the Leviatan is a team with a lot of experience from international events.
yeah.
They played on the big stages. The fans were on their side, and I think we managed to put a great fight into that match and showed what damage we can cause to enemies.
Hmm. So one of the more fun things about that tournament is going into the event. You set I think it was 25 euros that you donate to charity for every single
Yeah,
shorty kill at the entire tournament. I have to ask,
yeah,
what gave you the idea? Like, I know you love the shorty, but that's quite a bit of money to put down just right off the bat.
yeah. I think it's around. I think it's 1,500 euros, something like that.
Yeah.
Now I'm just. I will ask my manager which charity to donate to. to donate it to, because I don't want to put it into some scam organization, or something
Yeah,
like that.
that's fair.
And it should be done this week. Yeah,
Mm.
I don't know. I just no, I don't see a lot of people play Shorty. They underestimate that gun. It's a very strong gun. I love it. I buy it always. It's
I
like my
know.
best friend. Uh, some Valorant players have pocket Sage. I have pocket Shorty in my pocket. So, uh, no, I don't know. I just, for the good thing, I wanted to see a lot of Shorty kills. A lot of
Mm.
them happened. I'm happy to see that.
So you've called yourself, or at least some people have called you the Shorty King, but according to the stats, I think it was Space actually tweeted them out. I think there was 58 Shorty kills, and Buzz actually got the most. So does that mean he is now the Shorty King? Just have to ask the question. Has he stolen your crown?
No, I still have my crown. I was abusing it since first split of VCT. Now, of course, in that tournament, he might be the Shorty King, but overall, I think I'm the Shorty King in all competitions.
It made me laugh because I think it was Salah was saying at the event that he had seen you get, I think it was kills from like 10 meters away or something absurd.
Yeah, I remember it was on split, and the most he called, yeah, he's 10 HP on site, yeah, and I was off, I'm pushing in A main on split, and I'm like, oh, he's peeking me. What do I do? Just pull the Shorty out there and shoot him from 10 meters or 20.
Well, I'm gonna focus a little bit more on some of the games. So you kicked off a versus global esports. I think you've mentioned the second game, but I think in the first game, most people had you coming in as fairly heavy favorites. They had a player switch out quite late, and also a very sort of weird mix of players in global. Now, the game actually ended up being quite close. They took the second map. Were you surprised by them at all, like by how good they were, especially considering that they were a bit more of like a mix in that era at least?
Mm, I wouldn't say if we were surprised. We expected that it might happen. Maybe we were only a little bit surprised,
Mm.
but it's LAN, it's international event. It was first international LAN event for both teams, and everything can happen, yeah.
Yeah.
So we just came there to the tournament. We play our game. It didn't went well for us on second map, and props to them. They played great second map. Yeah, they put a strong fight against us, and I can't say any bad word like about them as a team.
Do you think then that maybe some regions are a little bit underrated? Because this seems to happen quite often that we go into events looking at Pacific, and I think Talon are a great example of this, where you kind of just expect like some teams to win games a little bit more cleanly. Is that like more of a fan perception, or do players also go like, "Oh, we've got someone from Pacific. This might be an easier game this week."
I think the Americas, yeah, like NA region, is really
Hmm.
underrated. Like the whole
Okay.
league. Like for example, now they made some changes in their roster and they played great. I think they're one of the favorites
Yeah.
this year after us, of course.
Of course. Of
No,
course.
and like I think all we have three leagues, right? We have the NA League, the Pacific League, and the EMEA League.
Yeah.
I think all the leagues have their own qualities, and I cannot wait honestly for international events because I think it will be great to see all the teams play on Masters and Champions this year.
Mm.
I think now it's even like more balanced the qualities between each other teams. So I think it will be a great year for Valorant and for esport fans that watch
Yeah.
Valorant. Yeah.
So you mentioned your second game versus Leviatan, and obviously the first map was incredibly close, as you said. Then it went on to map two. Now the first map, I believe, was actually their choice, and the second one was meant to be slightly more in your favor. Was that after the sort of long game where you lost? Do you think the mental slipped a little bit for the team? Because I think that result just was much more surprising after map number one.
I don't think it was about mental. I think it was just um, they went hard and quick on us on the second map, and we were not able to respond back. They were just playing out of their mind. They were playing great,
Hmm.
and we didn't manage to find the answer to fight back. So yeah, like that.
Okay. So my next question, and you might have seen this one coming. You guys won 0 pistol rounds out of 10.
Uh,
Has that been Salah's maybe main focus since you guys have got back? Is how to win a pistol round?
yeah, maybe we need to play more frenzies. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Out of 10 pistols, we won 0. But who needs to win pistols when we won the next round
But
after,
that's
right?
that's my next question. How come you're better at the second round? You maybe just get sheriffs in the first round, and then
Yeah,
you'll
I
win
said
the
it to
pistol. It's
yeah,
simple,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
This
yeah. I
is
said
my
it to
big brain
Salah.
analysis.
Yeah, I said it to Salah as well. We should just buy sheriffs on pistol rounds. Yeah, it's 2 body shots. Much simpler. Yeah, much simple.
Okay.
Yeah, we have been working on pistols after Brazil a lot, so I
Hmm.
hope it will get better in VCT League. It
No.
will get better, I promise you.
Okay. Okay. There we go.
Don't
That's the
worry.
confidence I like. So other than that, from sort of lock-in or even just from the Leviatan game as a whole, what was your main takeaway from the event? Like, what did Twisten learn from playing on that land stage in Brazil?
Like myself or as a team?
Either, whichever you feel is more important.
As a team, I think we learned a lot, especially as I said, the experience from the event, from the
Yeah.
international event with the fans. I don't think it was easy for us against, especially the experience from Leviathan game when the crowd is not on your side.
Yeah.
You know, they're always here for Leviathan.
Hmm.
And for me as myself, that I can see that I can be good player. I can be as good player online as I was on online, and that it doesn't matter for me if the fans are cheering against me or if we are not at our like home ground. You know, like in
Yeah.
football you play away and at home, and then that I can play great as I play online and play smart. That's what I learned because I might not be the sharpest pencil in a pencil case, but if I want to, it's great.
Sounds good. Okay, so I'm now want to look forward. I want to take a look at EMEA, and I think one of the main takeaways for a lot of people is that like after Liquid had quite a rough lock-in, I think a lot of people are now starting to look at your team as one of the teams to make it to Japan. What are your overall expectations heading into the season, and are you a shoo-in? Are you making it all the way?
Our expectations are to finish at least top 3 in the league
Okay.
and to win it, of course. It will be hard, but I believe we can win it. Of course, it will not be easy because all team, I said it earlier in the VCT um, VCT interview, and all teams have their own qualities. All teams can make damage, you know, there can be lots of upsets, but I believe how we are tracking lately, how we are confident as a team, as the individuals, I believe we can make it to Japan.
Okay. So I like the fact that your team, you've got a full British coaching staff, excluding I guess the sort of mental coach who is Danish, but we'll ignore that. You've got Salah, Gorilla, and Strong. So you mentioned pistol rounds as like maybe a small thing, but like what has been the overarching changes that they look to bring in going into this season since having that LAN experience?
More frenzies.
More frenzies. That nothing else. That's all Salah has said. He's gone. We need more frenzies.
Um, no, it's not that. I cannot leak what is the
Ah,
tactical
okay.
book, but more frenzies is the potion to winning
Okay.
pistols.
I feel like that might be a Twisten idea more than a Salah idea, but I'll
I
take
will,
it from you.
no, it's not my idea, but more frenzies, more frenzies. If it
Okay.
was up to me, I would buy on attack every round Shorty and dash with jet and kill them and then take the gun from the enemies.
Okay. So I want to touch a little bit on the coaching staff just as a whole while we're on the topic. You mentioned earlier you've worked with people like Gobi, you've worked with Kundi Kundi, and I want to know what the sort of major differences are working with someone like Salah, like Gorilla, and like Strong, who are now the sort of core of your coaching staff?
I think in Vitality, we are more like free in calling.
Mm,
In Big, it was all to Gobi and Kundi.
yeah,
And I'm not saying it as a bad thing because I enjoyed playing with Gobi and being coach under Kundi. But in Vitality, the major like change for me is like we have more freedom, I would say.
yeah.
Like if you have idea, you call it, like we are open-minded, I would say, about our own ideas, and I feel it's good for everyone.
Okay. So, in terms of teams, you've said that you want to make minimum top 3. I could kind of guess who else is going to be in that top 4, but like who else do you think is going to be making it to Japan? Yourselves and who else?
Um, Fnatic Navi, Fnatic Navi,
Yeah.
then us, and then top 4. I would say probably Giants, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I think a lot of people have Giants. I think a few people have Koi up there as well, because obviously facing NRG early, I don't know how much we've necessarily seen from that team, but I think that's a safe answer. Now I've almost accidentally made a pun here, but in one of my last interviews, I asked Safe who he would highlight as a player to watch in the season. Now his answer was actually you. So I want to know what you've done. What have you done to impress Safe? Because clearly he thinks you're going to be the player to watch this season.
What did I do? I don't know. Uh, Before there was last year there was LCQ
Mm,
for teams, and I was practicing with Guild because they uh, they benched someone. I don't remember who. They were
yeah,
missing player and they wanted me to play with them, and I play with them, practice for them in like 2 weeks. I think if I play with them, we would probably win the LCQ and make it. Unfortunately, due to rules, I wasn't able to play with them.
yeah,
But I played with the guild, so I know the players. I know Barber, he's now in Koi, Kodamenta, and
yeah.
Trek. And Save. Save gives me kind of same vibes like me as a person. We are kind of trolls, I would say, in team.
mm,
And uh, I like him as a player, and as
yeah.
a friend, if I could say that, because I spent some time with him. When we were in Red Bull, I picked him up because I like to pick people up. And I just put him up because he's so small. I put him like over my shoulder, literally, and I brought him back to his liquid prac room. And he was like, "Put me down, put me down." And I'm like, "No, no, no, no. You're going back to practice."
Oh god. Okay. So, but yeah, that might be a pretty good reason. So, I want to ask you the same question though. If you're looking at players throughout the entire league, who is a player that Twisten thinks, okay, this is going to surprise people. This guy is going to be one of the best players in the league this season.
I mean, I don't want to pick out anyone from Fnatic or Navi because they're already all like favorites, right?
Yeah.
They all people know their qualities. But if I had to choose one player, maybe Trex. Trex is underrated or Safe and Trex probably. It's kind
Okay.
of biased because he said me, but Safe and Trex probably.
Okay. No, I think definitely. I think, yeah, I could see Safe any day, but I think Trex is a very good shout. Someone who's obviously had some very decent performances in the past on Guild. Now, this question's almost the reverse of that. Is there any rivalries that Twisten has? Is there a team or a player that you're looking at going into the season and go, okay, if I'm going to beat anyone, I want to beat them?
Oof, that's a tough question. I don't have any rivalry between anyone. But if I have to choose one, maybe Koi probably because
Okay.
there's Kodamenta, and Barber. And when we were like about to join, I was about to join Vitality, and they were about to join Koi. I told him, I wrote him that yeah, it's gonna be great rivalry between us.
Mm.
So and uh like luckily they have office right next to us here in Vitality. They are in the office next to us, so I can see them every day.
mm.
I would say them probably. It would be nice matches.
Yeah, you don't want to see them every day if they beat you either. Like you've got to win,
Yeah,
otherwise they're
yeah,
gonna.
we have to win. So it's like when if you like if you're from Manchester, yeah, you have Manchester City and United. You know, you have friend that supports City and friend that supports United. You know, so if we beat them, we can mock them. You know, for next month, and if they beat us, they will mock us, right? That's what we're feeling.
Exactly. Okay, so my final question. You are 19 years of age. You are the only representative of your country. I want to know, what are Twisten's career goals? Like, if you look back in the future and go, or at what you're doing now, and you go, okay, that's when I succeeded, what will that moment be for Twisten?
I would say that will sound kind of ironic, but beating Vitality in VCT qualifiers in grand finals to make it to VCT split with Vic. Sorry to all Vitality fans. Sorry to you, Neo. I don't mean it personally.
Hmm.
And making it to franchise, of course,
Yeah.
and playing good on lock-in. That I showed that I show how good can I be even online. That I'm not online player. I can
Okay.
be online player as well. Yeah, I think that are the achievements probably.
Okay. Well, I guess to close, you've mentioned the Vitality fans. To hype them up, Twisten, you've got to try and get them ready for you going in next week. You're kicking off the league. What is Twisten saying to the Vitality fans about like what you are gonna do, what you are gonna show them next week?
Obviously, to see us play the best Valorant in the league,
Mm.
and yeah, just come and support us because we are about to win it all. You know, we are about to show what we are made of. We want to show fans that we are working really hard and the hard work pays off.
Mm.
That we can show that we can play top tier Valorant, like really top tier Valorant. They should be excited to watch us play.
Well, it has been an absolute pleasure. I thank you for taking time out of your morning to come and do this interview. I know that you've got lots to do for the rest of the day and for the rest of the week to get ready. So thank you very much for joining me, Twisten.
Thank you, Tombizz. Ciao.
All right, we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye bye.